Hi guys, so welcome to the Python is not operator tutorial. Before this video, we started off with special operators, and then we looked at the is operator over here. Look at that, is operator. Right, and the rule here is it is true when the values on the left and right are identical. Right, now we're going to be looking at the Python is not operator, and so we're going to start out with the rule. Now, what is the rule? It is true if the values on the left and on the right are not the same. They're not the same. Now, it's important to have have a key takeaway, right? So I'll call this key takeaway. Now, the first key takeaway is to let you know that it is used to check if two variables, do not reference the same object. Right, so let me document this. If two variables do not reference the same object, so yep, they don't reference the same object. Also, it's important that we state this. It is not the same as the inequality operator. It's not the same as the inequality operator. You know what the inequality operator is? It is this. Look at that. Now it's not the same. Now, so how do we show what we have just let's put some into practice. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create two lists, right? I'm going to call the first list X, and it's going to contain 10, 9, and 8. I'm going to create Y, which is going to contain the same thing too. So we're going to have 10, 9, and 8. So two lists. You know what lists are, right? They're collections. They contain serialized elements, right? So that's why you can use indexes to check them out, or to look them up and slice them, as the case may be. Then I'm going to say Z. I'm going to create Z, which is another variable, and with this variable I'm going to say Z is equal to X. So Z is equal to X. So I have three of them over here. So I have two lists. There's a list here. This is also a list. And we have a variable. Of course, we'll just call this a variable. Others have variables to them, but it's just a simple variable here. So just call this, yeah, just for documentation's sake, a simple variable. So that's what we have here. Now, here's what we are going to do in order to put together this idea of the Python is not operator, so that we can see if the value on, we'll see if it's true if the value on the left and on the right are not the same. So the first question we want to ask is X the same as Y? And how do we answer this? We're going to use the print function, and we're going to say X is not Y. Now remember what the rule is. It is true if X and Y, right, are not the same, right? So when we run this, you see it tells us it is true. X and Y are not the same thing. Now remember what happened when we did the Python is operator tutorial, right? Identity. X is a list, and lists are mutable. Y is a list, and again, lists are mutable. And Python wouldn't, take them as the same object because they are mutable, they can be changed. So they have different IDs. Right. Next we're going to do is we're going to ask, is X and Z the same? Right? Are they the same object? And to answer that, we're going to again print and use the is not operator and say X is not Z. And remember, if it's true, if it is true if the what is on the left and on the right are not the same. It is false if they are the same, right? And so when we do this, it tells us it's false because X, which is this, right, and Z, which we basically just put X into Z. You know, they just basically put this object inside here, right? So it's false. So that's basically what it is. So this is literally the Python is not operator. Please read it. Not read it again, but watch the video and look at the rules, and then, you know, try to make sense of it. Also, it will make a lot of sense for you to just do it regularly so that you can understand the intuition behind it, the concept behind it. That's why we make this how-to videos, right? Again, like, subscribe, share with family, friends, and enemies so they can learn Python one object at a time.